Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. It's me, Muhammad Zubair Khan, and this is the second lecture of week 4 of Statistic 1. So, we were discussing the different components of the frequency distribution table. So, these are the two left components. These are the remaining two components of the frequency distribution. These are called less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. For less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency, you need the columns to make of the table. But before to discuss or before to calculate the less than cumulative frequency or more than cumulative frequency, let me tell you about the cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency basically means to cumulate the frequency. Cumulate the frequency means to add or summarize the frequency, to add, to sum up the frequency with a specific order. With a specific order. The addition of a frequency with a specific order, that is basically called what? Cumulative frequency. So there are two types of cumulative frequency, less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. When we will discuss the graphical presentation of the data, so there also we will discuss that how to draw the graph of the less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. We will discuss the graphical presentation of these two types of frequencies also. But first you need to understand that how to calculate the less than and more than cumulative frequency. Here I have an example. In example, I have the classes in discontinuous form. It means the class limits are given. Class limits are given with the different frequencies in different classes in different groups. Suppose this is the question, and we need to calculate the lower less than cumulative frequency as well as more than cumulative frequency. Less than cumulative frequency I can represent by L dot C dot F, less than cumulative frequency and more than cumulative frequency. Cumulation basically means addition, to cumulate, but with order. So first of all, you need the class boundaries. You have to convert the class limits into class boundaries. As I mentioned in the previous lecture, that you need to understand the method how to convert the class limits from discontinuous form into continuous form. This is important because you will face again and again in upcoming classes. In different situations you will face it. So we will convert this into continuous form. If you see it is in discontinuous form. How we can convert it? Subtracting 0.5 from the lower class limit and adding 0.5 to the upper class limit. So you can subtract by this way. You can convert by this way. 9.5, 19.5, 19.5, 29.5, 29.5, 39.5, 39.5, 49.5, 49.5, 59.5, 59.5, 69.5, and 69.5, 79.5. Now, after the conversion of class limits into class boundaries, if class limits are given, so you have to convert it. If not, then directly use the class boundaries if already given in the continuous form. Then less than cumulative frequency, you have to find out the number of items who's falling in different classes. If you see less than cumulative frequency, you will take start from the first value, that is 2 of the frequency. So here you will write 2. Then you will add the next one, plus 4, so it will become 6, plus 7, so it will become 13, plus 10, so it will become 23, plus 16, so it will become 39, plus 8, so it will become 47, plus 3, so it will become 50. So by this way you can calculate or you can make the column of less than cumulative frequency just by adding them with a sequence. Add the next one with the previous one and try to accumulate it. Now if you see the summation of this frequency मजमुआ frequency बराबर ही است 50 است. So the last component of the less than cumulative frequency should be equal to summation of the frequency. If they are not equal, it means your cumulation is wrong. If they are equal, it means your cumulation is accurate. After that, let me revise it again. You will take start from the first frequency, that is 2, 2 plus 4, 6, 6 plus 7, 13, 13 plus 10, 23, 23 plus 16, 39, 39 plus 8, 47, 47 plus 3, 50. So by this way, you can find out the less than cumulative frequency column, or you can make the less than cumulative frequency column. The last component of the less than cumulative frequency should be equal to the summation of the frequency. After that, for more than cumulative frequency, how you can make the column of more than cumulative frequency? You will take start from the summation of the frequency, 50. 50 is the summation of the frequency. Majmua frequency is 50. So take a start from 50, from 50. 50 minus 2. So the second one is, it will become 48. 50 minus 2, 48. 48 minus 4, 44. 44 minus 7, 37. 37 minus 10, 27. 27 minus 16, 11. 11 minus 8, 11 minus 8, so it will become 3. So by this way you can find out the more than cumulative frequency columns. There you will do addition, here you will do subtraction. This is also the arrangement from high to low, and this one from low to high. The last component of more than cumulative frequency should be equal to the last component of the frequency. If this is 3, so it should be 3. If here we have 2, it should be 2. Whatever the component that you have, the last one in the frequency, that should be the last one in the more than cumulative frequency. Again, you will take the summation of the frequency, that is 50, and then you do subtraction. Manfi ko 50 manfi 2, chilo 8, chilo 8 manfi 4, chilo 4, chilo 4 manfi half, CO half, CO half manfi da 20 half, 20 half manfi 16, 11, 11 manfi 8, C. So the last component is 3, and the last component of the frequency is also 3. So this is the way that you can find out the less than cumulative frequency as well as the more than cumulative frequency by this way, because you will need it when you have to draw the graph of the less than and more than cumulative frequencies. So you need to calculate first in numbers, then you will represent it graphically. So this was the last component. These were the last components of the frequency distribution. In the next class, inshallah, we will try to take a start of the presentation of data graphically. These were the tabulated form. We were basically discussing in the previous class, in the previous week, and in this week, we were discussing what? The tabulated form of the data. But after that, we will discuss in the upcoming classes the graphical form. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.